Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritually Fucked podcast. I'm your host, Taylor Mulholland. Let's get into the show. Whoa, what a title. Hello, everyone. I just woke up today and I felt this insane rage to record a podcast. And this is what came through after lunchtime. And I think why I am doing this is because, well, I don't really need to explain myself, but I just want to let's preface this podcast is I am not calling anyone out in this whatsoever. I am genuinely just bringing an awareness and attention from what I see happening in the world right now. And my purpose here as of right now and what I feel is my life's purpose is to bring everyone back into their hearts and for them to create a life they love. Okay? Pure happiness. I'm here to make people laugh. I'm here to share my heart. I'm here to put people in their heart, whether it's through poetry, comedy, making them feel safe in their journeys, or guiding them back home to themselves. And the reason this feels so alive for me right now is the exact thing I just said, is guiding them back home to themselves. And I've just seen in this community that people are just worshiping or putting people on pedestals and are forgetting their sovereignty. And I know that word sovereignty has been thrown around so many times, but where is your sovereignty? And this happens because if we feel low in our self-worth, or if we are unhappy in our lives, we attach ourselves externally, whether that's to things or people. I mean, it can happen to celebrities. You attach yourself to a celebrity. You attach yourself to a fake identity. You could attach yourself to a spiritual leader or a pastor, or the list goes on. But I just want to bring this broad awareness because sometimes we put on these blinders and we can't see outside of ourselves. And for me, I've learned to question everything because I was a lost soul at one point, and I was putting all my effort and heart and life into other people and taking their opinions over mine and not trusting my intuition. And we're not doing that anymore. I'm here and I'm going to fucking talk about the shit that's going on in the spiritual community because it's a lot of baloney, okay? Where's our sovereignty? Where are people questioning authority? And if these people have a bunch of money or a high following, it's like no one's fucking questioning anyone anymore. And it's just like, why? Why aren't we questioning everything? We already learned to question the government. Why aren't we questioning these spiritual leaders? It's like, you guys, where is your sovereignty? Where is your right to your own truth? So I need to start off by prefacing again, I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not saying who's right or wrong because I'm not a cult leader, okay? I'm not going to tell you what's right and I'm not going to tell you what's wrong, but I'm just going to share my perspective and you can take what you like and you leave the rest. And if any of this stuff triggers you, maybe that's a radical responsibility route you could take and say, well, why is this triggering me? Have I fallen to other people's teachings and it doesn't feel right? And I want you to even question me. How about that? I want you to question me. Don't believe anything I'm saying? Great. Okay? I truly want the best for everyone. And this is how I'm seeking the best for myself. And I'm just bringing this, again, broad awareness, discussion, like other point of views. We're just going to get into it. And so I also want to say that I truly believe we can heal this planet through love. Okay? That is the highest form of spiritual teaching I live from. And so anything that is not from that, I just tend to question. And when fear gets involved in these teaching or preachers, I really question it because it's like, I don't know. I guess I look at what Jesus did here, and he came and he transmuted, he was an alchemist, and he washed the feet of his enemies, and it was all, he was from the heart, he lived from the heart, and he taught through love. And so anything other than that and all this fear, dogma, religious or spiritual culty stuff, I'm just like, what like, if I'm walking around in fear, I am literally living in the vibration of fear, and that is going to bring the frequency of this earth down. Okay, that's where I'm getting at. If we come here to lift the frequency of the planet, but you're constantly living in fear that you're doing something wrong or something bad's going to happen to you, what do you think that's healing? Like, I am a proponent in taking care of your nervous system and keeping your vibration high, obviously not bypassing the hard emotions, but it's transmuting those emotions, and it's living from the heart. Living in a frequency of love and fulfillment. And how do we get there? Well, we do have to feel the alchemical process of pain and grief and emotions. And it's not ignoring any of that, but it's like when people start to tell you that if you don't do this, or if you do this, you're a bad seed and you're going to hell and blah, blah, blah. And I have a list of things. I asked the internet for a list of things so I could make this more just broad, and so you can apply your own meaning to it. But do you see what I mean when it's like, when we're creating separation from each other or even from ourselves, like, that's bringing the frequency of this earth down. And so if we're constantly isolating ourselves because these people around us don't believe in the same things as us, or I'm isolating myself because I'm scared because that person is going to cause something for me, or they're full of demons, and I need to isolate myself to keep myself safe. It's like, what the fuck is the point? Why are you here? Okay? Why are you here? And why am I here today is just to share a little viewpoint of what I found. And I want you to gain radical responsibility of your life and radical sovereignty. And I want you to live an amazing, amazing life. And I don't want you to get sucked into these spiritual or religious cults, because it's too easy to. It is too easy to. And I've seen myself go down that hole, and my ancestors and God just pulled me right back. And I'm here to share. Okay, so I'm going to open my laptop. I have notes today because I'm a professional. And I'm just going to just go down the list of like what makes it a cult. And, wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. And so they could be, right now I'm thinking of the fucking Charlie Kirk funeral that happened. Like, I know that's probably what he would have wanted. Like, if he's even dead, like, I kind of still think he's alive at this point, with all the conspiracies out there. But anyways, if he is passed, RAP, prayers for his family. But that funeral just seemed a little eerie to me. And, I saw this thing. It's like, who sells shirts at a funeral? And I was like, you know what? That's a really good point. And so he was a very religious human, and he probably wanted religion, like a religious or Christian aspect at his funeral. And that was there. That was present. But, I just think sometimes when you use Jesus's name, and it could be a wolf in a sheep's clothing. And, that's a very high name to throw around, is Jesus and God. And so if they don't have pure heart intentions, and it is coming from like a not so great place, it can just get confusing, and if you don't have like a strong sense of knowing and who you are, and you're still kind of questioning or walking around this life being like, what is my religion? Like, who am I? It's easy to just be fooled almost. And so, the prescription for that is to just spend time alone in silence. And what do you want to feel in this life? What do you want to believe in? Do you want a sense of like someone to go to? Like, do you want religion? Okay, that's the first question, is like, do you want religion, or do you feel like you have to have religion? How does that religion look like to you? Like, what do you want to feel every day going to the altar, going to church? It's just like, everyone is so different. I don't think there's a right or wrong here, and that's why I'm not telling you there's a right or wrong. I'm just explaining what I've been through, what I've seen, what I've witnessed, and how I've kind of stepped back and pulled back and said, hey, you do you. I love you. Remember, we're going to stay in our hearts. Like, I love you. You do you. I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's great. And if they want to be a part of my life, like, that's great. I'm so happy for that. But if they don't, then I'm going to let them walk away, because I'm not going to fight for someone that doesn't feel like home anymore. And if you don't want to be in my home, I don't want to be in yours. Okay? So how's that metaphor? So I'm reading off the internet again. I'm not here to call anyone out. I'm not here to do that. Based on publicly available information, a cult is a very specific and serious designation. Researchers often look for patterns such as, so this is just something to look out for. Again, we're walking around, we're questioning everything. Extreme control over members' lives. Isolation from friends and family. I see this a lot. Okay. I unfortunately see this a lot, where people are like, I can't be friends with them. They're demons, or they believe in demon things. They're full of dark forces. Like, I can't be friends with them anymore. That's sad. Okay. You don't have to hang out or love them. No, you can love them from afar, but you don't have to like isolate yourself. Like, guys. Okay. Next. Bullet point: pressure to cut ties with outsiders. That's the kind of same thing of like isolation. Like, I can only be friends with people who are awake. Really? That sounds kind of boring, because the awake people I know, like, are fake. Like the love and light people. Like, I want to be friends with the people who can like go to In-N-Out and like smoke a cigarette and like still be okay the next day, and like, like just like chill. Like, why do we come here as humans? Punishment for questioning leadership. Oh, you guys, this is a big red flag. And, here's one thing I will say. If you come to a leader or pastor, or I don't know the other terms, and you question something, just question. You're not saying it's right or wrong. Just like ask the questions. And they're like, oh, that's your ego talking. Like, it's not the truth. You just got to question it. Like, what? How do you know? And also, why are we so disconnecting to our ego? Like, why do we want to dissociate from our ego? Didn't we come here to be humans? Like, didn't we come here to have an ego? Like, this is one thing that happened to me. As I was laying in my bed and I was looking up at my closet, and I saw my costume box, and I was like, dang, I'm going to miss Taylor Mulholland in this life. Like, this is the costume in my life. This is my ego I chose. I am Taylor Mulholland in this lifetime. I'm going to live 1,000 more times, maybe. I don't know. Our soul's infinite? I don't know truth, okay? I'm just saying, as of right now, I think souls are infinite. And right now, I'm Taylor Mulholland. And I was like grieving myself. I'm like, dang, this is my costume in this life. Like, why would I want to disconnect from my ego? Like, I want to live a life where I can be free in my ego and like happy. Like, obviously my ego is not going to run the show, but like, why are we disconnecting or bringing this disconnect to our ego? And so if a leader is like, that's your ego talking, like, that's not truth. Like, you just got to question it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. Again, like, just be like, okay, let's sit with that. But, you go to your leader or whatever, and they punish you, or they're saying like you're wrong. Like, that just creates this ickiness in your brain, your nervous system. Like, oh, if I question something, I'm going to be punished. Like, I'm just not going to question anything anymore. Is that sovereignty, you guys? Like, I just think everyone's so up in arms about the government, but we're not questioning the spiritual leaders out there. Like, what the hell? Um, okay, here's a good one. Claims that the leader has exclusive access to truth. This one for me really hit because I've just been toiling with the idea that does anyone know truth? Like, are you God? Like, I don't know. We come from God. I think we're a big ocean of droplets from God. Like, but do we know truth? Who here knows truth? Who has access to truth? Their own truth? Abso-fucking-lutely. I know my truth. It could change tomorrow, but to the above and all truth, like, there are trillion bajillion souls and galaxies and beings on this earth, and you know the truth? What? Like, I'm sorry. Does anyone question anyone? Like, that to me just, it hit. So, again, this is just what the internet's saying. Okay, financial exploitation. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Financial exploitation, like, does that mean they are exploiting their finances? Like, I don't know. But that's what it says on the list. Again, I'm questioning it. You can question me if you know what that means. You can tell me. Encouragement. Okay, this is a good one. Encouragement of dependency on the group or leader. So this is kind of where it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I need to ask my leader. Or you become dependent on them. You live in their house or you live in their community and you are just like dependent on them, or they take things away from you. It's just like, it's, codependency isn't a great thing. Was I dependent on my mom this year? Yeah, she paid for my rent. Is my mom my leader? Am I in a cult with my family? My family kind of is in a cult. I think you can be in a cult with your family. I'm allowing that. Okay? You could be in a cult with your family. Me and my family are kind of like a quad. Like, we go down together, but like dependency on them. People should just be teaching radical sovereignty. That's what I think. I don't know. I personally only find people I resonate with who are teaching me how to live an amazing life, like on my own, and I'm not dependent on them. Like, like, teach me the tools how I can live an amazing life, and like, I'll go to you when I need you, but I don't want to be dependent on you. Like, I don't want to feel like I have to wait to ask you the questions to figure out my life. So there's that. And, I just think some people maybe just like being in a cult. And if that's you in this life, like, you fucking go live it, baby. Like, if you just want to give up your life to live under someone and give all your money to them, if that makes you happy, again, like, I'm here to teach radical happiness. Can I name that? Just go do it. Like, if this is sounding really nice to you, I encourage you to go find that for yourself. But I'm just talking to the people who are questioning what they want in this life. And, a lot of my friends were all like, F the government, I'm going to go do my own thing. Like, but where are you doing that in your spiritual life, or like your other parts of life? Like, are you giving yourself away in something else? Like, just because it's not the government or Western medicine you're giving yourself away to, it's like, are you giving yourself away to someone else? So those are just a few things. And I'm going to list, this is specifically for like, this internet thing said high control spiritual groups. And so I'm not so much into, like, I know there's churchy cults, and I've seen some people just go down those rabbit holes, and so they're just the similar thing, but just different disguises. You could say Christian, Catholic, I don't know the names, pastor, I don't know, you guys, like, I don't know. That's the only word I know. The guy in the white coat. It's like, again, with the Western medicine, it's like, oh, I'm going to believe everything my doctor says. Oh, I'm going to believe everything the pastor says. It's just like, but how does it feel in your body? And if you don't know how those sensation feels yet, or like, you don't know like what your intuition sounds like, it's like, that's when you want to like spend time with yourself and like get to know, and maybe go to someone who can teach you that, but is coming from a really good place and is not like making you dependent on them. And so, And okay, the reason I want to list these other things is because there's just so many things out there on the internet that we can get sucked into, and especially with the selling courses and you know, selling anything. Like if it's a monthly thing or a big course, it's like it's so easy to want to take everything they say as gospel because we are putting our money and investment into it. And that's where I found myself is I was investing in things and I was ignoring how I felt about them because I put my money towards them. And this is kind of where this is all coming from, is this has just been my experience in the past, and I just want to raise awareness, and I just wish I listened to my true intuition. My body was telling me not to do something, and I went ahead and I did it. And then I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and then after I was just like, I'm going back to listening to myself. And my life literally got so much better. And during that time, I was suffering. I hated my fucking life. And then, well, I didn't hate my fucking life. I was just like, I didn't love it as much. And then I looked back and I was like, when did I love my life? And I looked and I saw what I was doing, and I just started doing that again. And lo and behold, I fell in love with life again. My body started healing. My body stopped resisting. Like, I found what works for me in this life. And that's going to look different for everyone. And so if I can teach anyone anything, it's just to go find the thing you want to do or what you like. And like, I went back to what works for me. And for me, that's meditation. For me, that is solo time, silence, writing, doing things that I love, and not overanalyzing my fucking life and everything I do. Like, I want to wake up every day happy. I want to live a life that I love. I've reached that when I found my sovereignty again, when I stopped putting all my faith in others. And, sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes because we need to find out what we want and what we don't want. And if what your teacher's telling you is what you want, then you stick with that. And if it feels good and your life is getting better, you stick with that. But if your life is getting worse and you're starting to question your worth or yourself, or questioning your existence and you don't want to be there anymore, but you feel reliant on them, that's when you got to just take a step back and eagle eye view it and be like, why am I not happy here? And so again, like, there's just so much information out there. And so it's so easy for us to just invest and throw money at promises like, oh, it's going to promise me this, it's going to promise me that. And so these are just things to watch out for. So expensive programs and ongoing upsells. And again, like, I would love to have my own membership community. There are courses I want to build one day. I just don't think I'm there yet with what my soul is calling for. I'm really just fucking happy being a writer, and I would love to have a program one day. And so I'm just saying that because I am going to have a program one day that I'm going to charge money for. And so I'm not like dissing programs at all. I've invested in plenty, but just just again, if you're investing in something, you got to fucking want to do it and know what's right for you and just sit with it. So expensive programs and ongoing upsells. So if it's just constant, like, invest. If you're getting stuff out of it, that's great. Keep doing it. But if you're not, just ask yourself why you're doing it. Strong emphasis on the teacher's framework, which I don't know if I can agree with this. Like, if you're buying the teacher's course, like, it should be their framework, right? So that you can just whatever, take it as you like. Teachings about spiritual attacks, dark forces, or energetic threats. And so this is kind of where I like to tie in religion or even the government. Okay, let's start top tier. The government is, if you don't take this, something bad is going to happen to you. If you don't take this medication, if you don't get this vaccine, if you don't lose weight by doing this, something bad is going to happen to you. That is a fear-based motive. And so it's take this or you're going to suffer. Take this or fear is going to happen. And it puts you in this fear mindset. And again, it's like, it's easy for us now to question that and be like, well, we're calling you out, Western medicine. Like, we're going back to nature. Like, but why don't we question the spiritual leaders or the religious leaders? And this goes to the teachings of like, I think Christianity, and then that one guy took over the book and kind of made some things twisted in that book. And it's like, if you don't do this, you're going to hell. If you have sex before marriage, you're going to hell. Again, that's fear-based. You're operating from a fear-based. And so if you're walking around this planet with fear in your heart, what do you think that's going to do? You think that's going to lift the frequency of the earth? No, it's going to cause more fear. It's going to fester. And so if it's like, here's a good one. If you don't take my course on this, you're fucked and you're going to have demons attached to you and your life is going to go to shit. I would question that, okay? Like, you don't have to not take it. Like, take it if you want. But if you're taking it out of fear, question that. And then you're walking around, well, I didn't take this course, so I have all these things on me. It's like, but you're attracting those things because you're coming from a place of fear. So there's one thing. And guys, the spirit world, like, everyone's throwing around the word shaman and spirit worker, and it's just like, who are you to say that? Like, I've been in this work for 10 years, 12 years at this point, and I would still put myself into pre-kindergarten. Like, what? I don't understand these people taking a course and then labeling themselves as fucking shaman, like spirit worker. I'm like, and maybe I did that at one point in my life. I don't think I did. I do have the words astrologer, medium, and intuitive guide. But again, that is just from the language I'm using. Like, I channel through astrology, astrologer, medium. I am intuitive guide. I am a very intuitive being. Like, fucking meet me. Like, I can, like, I've had enough instances where I can prove I'm intuitive, but like those are the words I use. But feel free to question me, dude. Like, I don't fucking care, but I'm not calling myself a shaman. Like, do you even know what that means? Like, that is working with spirits directly. And to hold that term is to hold a high thing. I don't even call myself a witch, you guys. That's a very big term. Like, I don't even call myself a witch. I do candle magic. I do, card reads and shit. But I would never call myself a witch, because to have that power, like, I just think you just have to be careful with what you're saying and who you're going to. Like, what is their intention? What is their intention? What is your intention? Nothing's right or wrong. I'm not saying that. I would never tell you what you're doing is right or wrong. I'm just here to share. I'm not even sharing truth. I'm just sharing my opinion. What is truth? I don't know. My truth, it changes every day. Okay? I have 12th house Gemini. I change my truth every day. But I just want to be a human and like walk around and have fun and, do fun things in this life and like up level and help people. Like, that's what I want to do. Do I have to say that enough? I think I just like talking, but obviously I have a podcast. But anyways, like, yeah, it's like you just got to watch out for the fear-based mongering. Is the program making you a better person? Is it making you better? Or is it causing more fear in your heart? It's kind of like the blue or red pill. Like, do you actually want to know everything? Sometimes I'm like, can I just not know about ghosts? Like, can I not feel like these ghosts? Or like, can I just like be a human and like go drink a Dr. Pepper and not think it's like killing me, or like watch a show and not think it's like programming me? Like, sometimes ignorance is bliss. And it's like, how is your nervous system operating? How are you walking around in fear? Like, are you constantly fearing that this Dr. Pepper that you're wanting is gonna like kill you? Well, it probably will if you keep thinking that. Everything is so rooted in intention and energetics, and it's what energy are you putting behind things. And so if you're taking something out of fear, what, you think it's going to fix it? Like, take something out of empowerment. Take something for love. I'm one of those hippies who's like, love is everything, okay? I would not ever call myself a hippie. I know I live in Boulder, but you guys, I'm a very clean girl. Like, I don't know, the word hippie, it's like they don't shower, they don't wear deodorant. I don't wear deodorant, but like I shower and like I take good care of myself. But I'm like a darkness warrior. Like I go through my emotions. I'm very into like exploring the dark sides of me, shadow work. I've done so much healing through shadow work. And so I feel like the word hippie is a lot of like love and light. And I know I do talk a lot about love and like healing through love, but like again with the word transmutation and alchemical, like sometimes that love comes through like darkness, and that's where shadow work comes in and dealing with your demons and your darkness. And I don't think there's anything to this is a whole nother podcast, but to like shame those things. Like I'm very much into Carl Jung's work, Carl Jung, and his work about how, I mean, if you're seeing demons or coming in contact with them, like they're a reflection of yours internally. You know, we're a match to them. And so why would you want to resist that? What you resist persists. And so if you're constantly being exposed or coming in contact with these things, it's like they're there to be transmuted. They're there to show you the way to love and light. That's my viewpoint. I didn't get that from anyone. That's just from the experiences I've had, where I had this one experience where this darkness was just like bothering me. I'm like, dude, like I'm trying to sleep. Like, bro, they, them, ghost. And I was like, you know what? Fine. Like, come at me. Like, what's the worst you got? And it went away. And I'm not saying that's the case for all of them, because I've had other cases where I have needed like clearance and whatnot. But this certain part of me just wanted to be seen and witnessed. And once it was seen and witnessed, it left. And that to me was really powerful. And I thought, okay, you know what? Some of this darkness, these demons that are attacking us or coming towards us, they just want to be seen, witnessed, loved, and transmuted. And that I would call as the alchemist. And that's who Jesus was. He was the alchemist. He led from the heart. And not that I knew Jesus, okay? This is just from what I've interpreted from his teachings and from what I think. Again, it's all subjective. This is all perspective in this life. And I've had other things that, you know, I did need, yeah, like I said, like I did need clearing. Like I needed a spiritual bath, or I needed, you know, a spirit worker to come help me, because I did have something attached to me. And it's like, but I'm not going to like walk around in fear that is like causing my life to like go wrong. Like I went on with my life, and thankfully I had the resources. I'm super grateful for my resources. And then I went to what I knew to protect myself from having that again. I think if you're going to someone who is constantly fearing you, if you don't learn how I teach it, your life is gonna fucking go into shit. I personally have never come in contact with someone who teaches that. Like, again, this is just from like what I'm reading off the internet or from what I'm intuiting, like whatever the fuck you want to call it. I've never come in contact with someone who is like that, but I've just seen things maybe out there, or like, again, with religion, it's so easy to be like heaven or hell, like where are you going? And so it's just like, how does that feel for you? Do these people empower you? Do you love going to them? Do you leave feeling relieved, or do you leave feeling like, fuck, I didn't do enough, or fuck, I'm stressed? And so just where are you investing your time, and is it worth it for you? And is it putting you in a higher frequency or a lower frequency? Next bullet point, back to my list. Students looking to the teachings for answers to many life decisions. I don't think it's bad to go to people to ask questions. I definitely, when I'm in a big conundrum, I will go to someone like, hey, I need help. You know, it's like going to your mom or your dad or like a spiritual teacher. I don't think that's bad, but how often are you doing it? And this is what I learned when I went to quote unquote India. I had an India trip planned, and I was going to go with my brother, and it was going to be a really amazing time. And then it ended up falling through, and I ended up staying home for 2 months in Colorado by myself. And I was with my mommy. She was paying rent. I don't live with my mom anymore, you guys. I upgraded, but it was just me and my own thoughts. And I didn't text any of my friends. I didn't go on social media, and I had to make some big fucking life decisions. And I didn't ask anyone. I talked to my mom, but like, I just said, what does Taylor want? And you know what? Every single decision I made was the absolute best thing that could have happened to me, and I'm so happy. And if I was a part of any groups, or I had any, like, I didn't even see, like, one of my mentors that I've been seeing for the past 9 years. Like, I didn't see anyone, or 8 years. I don't know how fucking long it's been. I think it's been 8 years now, but I just saw myself, and I made some really big decisions, and it was hard. It wasn't easy, but I didn't let anyone else influence what I wanted. And what I wanted was my own place, which I got, and I'm so, so happy. I went on a trip that was incredible, and I'm so happy how it turned out and everything I did for it. And, I applied for jobs and interviewed for jobs, and then I decided not to do the jobs because they didn't feel right. And life just really has bloomed since I went back to what I know is best for me. And I'm really fucking happy. And it just took 2 months of just being with myself and not investing in anything, and just saying, what does Taylor want? What do I want to experience? If you don't know what to do in your life, you just have to start with the question, what do I want to experience? Go down the list. What do I want to feel? What does that look like? What does it feel like? And then you can start, like, deciphering. I wonder where that suffering came from. Well, suffering is the doorway to bliss. That's all I can say. And, maybe I did suffer a little bit this year in my own confusion. Confusion is suffering for me. I was confused, and it could have been really easy for me to go to someone and ask them what I should do, but I didn't. I sat with that suffering until I figured out what my yes and what my no is. And, I don't want to not give credit, but my ancestors really pulled through for me. That's one way I feel safe in this life, is I personally connect with my ancestors and some other things. And I've had people tell me that's wrong. There's religions that say that's wrong. There's spiritual teachings that say that's wrong. And to that I say, I'm not for you. I'm not the student for you. If you say what's helped me in this life is wrong, I guess I'm not the student for you. And that's kind of what I've realized lately, is I'm going to take what I like and I leave the rest. And I hope you do the same for me. And I hope you don't block me because maybe I triggered you, or do it. I don't fucking care anymore. But, like, I don't do that to people anymore. And there was a point in my life when I was unfollowing a lot of people. And then now I'm just like, you know what? They're doing the best they can. Aren't we all? Like, aren't we all just doing the best we can? And it's just, we're all so special. We're all so special. Period. We're different. Period. We're going to like different things. Period. Like, there is no one way to live. I don't know if you realize that. Look at the different cultures, you guys. I'm fucking white, okay? I'm Northern European. Like, I connect with those ancestors, and, I try to connect with them by thinking, like, oh, what would they eat? Okay, like, high-fat meats and oily things like fish and butter, and, that's, like, kind of how I connect with my ancestors. Like, that's just one way. But, like, that's my lineage. My lineage is Christian, okay? I'm going to follow some Christian teachings because that's what my great-grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, my grandmother, like my mom, like, that's what we grew up with. That's my lineage. That's not going to be the same for someone who's Black or Chinese or Hawaiian. Like, I encourage you to find what your lineage, culture has been brought up with this in this life. That's what you're going to be most connected to. That's what your cells and your physical human body is going to be most connected and drawn to. It's not going to be the same for everyone. And, there is, some random, I don't know, random things, like if you want it to be white in, like, a Black church and you connect with the Southern roots, and that's your jive, like, you fucking do that. There is nothing wrong with that. And if someone tells you it's wrong, but it feels right for you, like, you just keep doing it. And so it's just like, I think a good place to start if you are looking for like spirituality or somewhere to go is like, what did you grow up through? And if your parents were like diehard Catholicism and you didn't like that, it's like, okay, well, what can you take from it? And then make your own. Isn't it all subjective? Like, just go find your way, you guys. Find your way. Okay, let's go back to the bullet list. A perception among some critics that the community can become insular. Insular? I have no idea. I have no idea what that means, you guys, but it was one of the bullet points. So maybe that was from someone. And so here's a good question that I didn't make up. I'm reading it off the internet. Does this community increase your sovereignty or decrease it? I just thought of one person who I know in my life who really teaches and preaches sovereignty. And I really look up to him because that's his teaching. He teaches you how to fucking stand tall and live through your heart and sovereignty. And I love that about him. And so I'm going to keep listening to what he says. And I'm going to support him. And I want to support more people like that. And so if you are someone who is like that, like you let's connect. Like, I want to be in a community where people are sharing from their hearts and really teaching radical responsibility, sovereignty, and how to live an amazing life as human and how we can help each other. And I think we start by helping ourselves. And so here's some other questions. After engaging with a teacher, pastor, spiritual leader, whatever you want to call it, do you feel more capable of trusting yourself? That's a huge thing. Do they empower you? Like, whenever I went to therapy or getting any sort of service, a haircut, a facial, it's just like, do I leave feeling empowered again? Do I leave feeling relieved? Do I leave feeling back in my heart? Maybe I went through some shit. Maybe they called me out on some things, but did they resolve it? They called me out. Fuck, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but let's resolve it. Like a good therapist will tell you what the fuck is up, but also like give resolution for that, not leaving you feeling like, I need another session. Like, are you dependent on them? Are they charging $1 million per session and you're dependent on them? I would question that. I used to follow the framework of, you should outgrow your teachers. And, I kind of retracted that because I do think if you jive with someone, like, jive with them. But at a certain point, it's like, are you dependent on them? Like, I've outgrown many teachers and I would go back to them. I would go back to anyone pretty much I've worked with, except for like a few. And I still work with someone who I've been working with for, again, like 8 years because we jive and he makes me feel better. And so I'm just going to stick with it until it's not working anymore. And if it's not working anymore, I'm going to question why. You see, you just got to question everything. Maybe this is my Gemini perspective coming through, is like, I am just, I'm going to fucking question until the ends of the earth. Like, why do you like to do, like, even if I'm on a date or just getting to know someone, like, why do you do the things you do? Like, why do you like going to church? Like, why do you like surfing? Like, what do you like about surfing? Like, what do you like about that food? Like, what, like, I just like getting to know people and asking questions. And it's a never ending thing for me. And my mom probably fucking hates it because I'm just like endlessly asking questions. I'm like that little kid, like, why is the sky blue? Like, why are you the way you are? Good or bad way? Like, I know that kind of sounds like, why are you the way you are? But it's like, really, like, why are you so funny? Why are you so calm all the time? Like, how did you become like this? Like, I just like getting to know people. I'm so fucking curious. I think curiosity can take you so far in life, and that's what I'm inviting in this conversation with you, is curiosity. Okay, back to the bullet points. More connected to your own intuition. Okay, that's a great one. Like, are you connected to your own intuition? How does that feel for you? Do you know how that feels like? Like, maybe we should just go into everything with a list of questions. Like, should I start that? That would be a really good thing for me to start. My astrology chart would confirm that. More free to disagree. This one was good. I was like, damn, that kind of hits. Like, do you feel more free to question You know, like, again, I always question, well, maybe not always, but in the past I could be like, okay, yes, just nod my head. Yeah, whatever you say is right because I'm paying you. But now I'm kind of like, what? Can you rephrase that? Can you repeat that? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, and I've been better with that with like friends or something. Like, I'm more free to disagree, but that's because I'm in my chest. I'm in my sovereignty. I'm in my heart. I'm in my truth of myself. And so if I have to question something and it triggers them, if you're questioning something and then that other person's getting triggered, you guys, like, what? They're being triggered because they're probably a narcissist. No, that word's thrown around a lot. They're probably just not used to people questioning them. And if you're questioning them, like, you go, girl. You go, boy. You go, them. Okay, I'm not telling you what's right or wrong. Are you less afraid? Less dependent on the teacher? Again, it's not like you don't need them, but like, are you dependent on them? I found myself dependent. And then when I couldn't get access, I was like, really? Does God want that for us? Does God want us being dependent on others? No, I think he wants us to be connected to others. But again, I don't know. I don't know truth. But from what I think and what I discovered this year is we make our own selves survive. Others help us thrive. That to me sounds like icing on the cake. If I can make myself survive, I want other people to help me thrive. Doesn't that sound like a good cult leader? Like, should I be a cult leader? That would be my cult saying. Come here to thrive. And then we would all drink each other's blood. As long as you're unvaxxed. I would be down for that. I would cut my hand open and smush it against someone else's if they were unvaxxed. Like, I think that's cute. Like, I'm kind of a romantic like that. But only with pure blood. Anyways, moving on. Okay, the cult of Taylor Mulholland. Okay. Or do you feel afraid to question the teachings? I've found myself here too. Because if I question them, I'm going to be kicked out. I'm going to be left alone. I'm going to be abandoned. Maybe a lot of people who are attracted to these cults have abandonment wounds. Maybe that's why I found myself in one, or a few. No, not saying anything, not calling anyone out. But are you afraid to question the teachings? Like, you need the teacher's guidance to make decisions. Like, outsiders don't get it. I'm holding up quotations if you can't see. If you're on YouTube, hello, this is my dirty couch. Like, outsiders don't get it. That's, again, why are we here? We're here to be different. We're here to experience each other's humanness. If you want to not be friends with the outsiders, then what's the point? Sounds kind of boring. Like, you're constantly being sold the next level. How many levels are there? You know, I don't know. I don't see, does that happen in church? I would like someone to know. If anyone's been a part of a church cult, like, let me know. Like, I'm kind of curious of that. Or any cults. Like, how does this feel for you? Have you found yourself in communities like this? I know I have. Maybe not as in depth as others, but I found myself circulating through them. And I'm really glad that I did trust my motives. But I also go back and say, fuck, I should have trusted my motives a little bit more. And so the point of this is just question everything. I really just question it. Like, come on. You question the government? Okay, question your mom. Question your spiritual teachers. Like, let's just be curious little humans in this life. And like, and another thing is if we change our minds, like, that's okay. I had so much, I don't love to use the word trauma. That word gets thrown around so much time, but I used to get so hard on myself for changing my mind. I change my mind all the time, and I'm becoming okay with it. And I think that's just from past experience. I wasn't allowed to change my mind or whatever, or I wasn't allowed to have different opinions, you know. It's just abandonment things. Like, we humans like want connection. And so sometimes we give parts of ourselves away to receive that connection, but the only thing you're doing is you're disconnecting from yourself. And if you're disconnecting from yourself, that is going to reflect as disconnection from others. And you're going to be in this ongoing spiral and loop. And you're going to be saying, I'm trying everything. I'm following all the guidelines and the teachings. And I still feel like I'm not a part of the group. And that's because you're disconnecting to yourself. So if I can leave you with anything, connect with yourself, however that looks like for you. Do you need to touch yourself? Do you need to talk to yourself? Do you need to spend more time with yourself? Do you need someone to tell you how to do that? Like, do you not know how to because you weren't taught as a little kid? Like, that's okay. It's okay to have guidance. And here's another thing is I just want to say it's okay to have guidance. We're all here to walk each other home. But whose home are you living in? That is the question of the day. Because if you find yourself living in someone else's home and you're afraid to go home to yourself, what is that? Do you want to die in this life in someone else's grave? That's a big one, okay? No one else is allowed in my grave. You can come over if you take your shoes off. My house is welcome. I will never leave anyone on the street. But you can't die in my grave. And I don't want to die in yours. We're all special. We're all different. Let's just enjoy each other while we can. Because there's only so much of this life we can live. And so that's my TED Talk. I hope I empowered you. If you want to join my cult. Oh, one more thing I want to mention is because I always joke about Joe Dispenza being a cult. But that's because I can joke about it because I know for a fucking fact it's not. Like, people who can't joke that it's a cult, it's probably a cult. Like, I joke about that shit all the time, but it's like me and my friends are just, we just like being silly. And if there was a cult, I'd probably be in that cult. But that it's being from your heart. It's connecting with your heart. And so I've met some of my best friends through that environment, and I just felt really important to say that because I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay? I'm going to let everything else just be curious for you, and I just want you to question everything and love your life and return to your heart and like and subscribe and write me a review on this podcast. How did this hit? And if it didn't hit great, then don't question me because I'm a cult leader and I'll punish you. No. Unless you like that. Baby likes a punishment. Sure, if you want to punish me, I'll give you consent. What did I do wrong? Did I not pray on my knees long enough? No, I'm kidding. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you live a good life. Okay, goodbye.